Today I'm going to show you how to make yourself a homemade thread bobbin. Here we have one here. It consists of spring wire, ink pen tube on the inside, and I put the outsides of the ink pen on this one. It has the rubber, the ink pen rubber right there, and the ends of the bobbin, these are little plastic balls. Here's some right here, and you get these at any trinket store. These are 3/8 inch balls, and that's a good size. It fits right in that bobbin, in the bobbin hole. Now, in order to make a bobbin with the ink pen on it, what you're going to need is at least 2 inches of ink pen tube that has no ink in it. You can cut it 2 inches and clean it out if you want. Alcohol or acetone will clear it out. But this one here is only 1.5 inches of clear tube, and that's what I'm going to use. And I'm going to put this piece of tube, that's just the pen head, I'm going to put that on it and use that. And using that, I come up with 2 inches. Maybe a little bit short. Anyway, let's get started. Some tools that you're going to need are some heavy wire cutters, some flat nose pliers. Of course, you'll need a ruler and a razor blade. We're going to start out. Here we have the spring wire, and if you don't recognize this, this is the handle from Chinese food takeout. I'm going to use that as for my spring, and it's pretty strong stuff. And I'm going to mark 1 1/4 inch. I'm going to straighten these out. You could use those flat pliers to get that perfectly straight. Now we're going to take the spring wire and we're going to bend it so that the red dot is right on the top. And we have that done, and here it is. Now I'm going to take my ink tube and I'm going to cut it right just above that ink so that I don't have to do any cleaning. And this ink pen, I can put it back. Now there's a plug in the one end. You can see I'm going to take my bodkin needle and just push that plug out. Now I have the plug out of the tube. Just make sure that there's no ink inside the pen head after you pull it. We're going to take the spring wire, and I'm going to use the width of my pliers. I'm going to take this and I'm going to bend this slightly up, just maybe about a 20 or 30 degree bend there. And that way when we put that in there, this is going to be straight. Now we're going to set our tube inside, and I'm going to take thread. I'm using red Kevlar here, and I'm going to wrap this on. Now once we get this started, we can take our bobbin, pull some off, and we can just simply swing that around. And that will make it quicker to wrap it. Then take it and just push it all together. Just use your fingernail to get those wraps really tight. Once we have the thread wrapped, we're going to take it and put super glue on here, or you can use UV cure if you'd like. I'm just going to use super glue, and I'm just going to put a coat on there. Once the super glue dries, I'm going to take the beads and I'm going to put them on the wire. I'm going to bring them up close to the top, and I'm going to take my flat pliers once again, and I'm going to bend the end. And you want to bend them out. Now I'm going to take my spool of thread, I'm going to put the ball in all the way at the end, and we can mark the edge. We can put a mark on the edge of the spool. Take the other one, put that in, and put the mark on the edge of the spool. We're going to take our pliers once again. We're going to come up to the mark, and we're going to bend it down slightly. Get the mark and bend that in slightly. There we go. Just check and make sure it's lined up. Now I'm going to wrap thread near the end so that I can glue the beads on. Before I do that, I'm going to take my pliers, my wire cutters once again, and I'm going to nip this off pretty close. You only need enough bend on there so that the bead doesn't come off. Once you get it threaded, you can adjust, check the tension, and I suggest that if you need it tighter, you wrap more thread around this area here, and you'll get to the exact right tension that you want. You can keep that bobbin on there, and then you can check it as you're wrapping. This is Kevlar thread, so I'm pulling really hard. There we go, that's good. And we'll just finish this off with a whip finish. And here we go. I made myself a pair today. You can never have too many bobbins. Very cheap. Just order some Chinese food, get to eat dinner, and then you can make bobbins with your leftovers. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope that you would subscribe to my channel. Please refer me to your friends. Leave comments, questions, suggestions. And most of all, I thank you very much for watching my videos.